Hey, welcome back to Right on the Money, the go-to resource for your financial decisions. Again, our guest today, Maria Navas, retirement specialist at Florida Retirement Solutions. And we have been talking about, really we've been talking about the Florida retirement system and how, to me, complicated that is. I couldn't imagine if I was in it. And so when I look at some of the notes that I had from our pre-call, Maria, and I look at the DROP program, the program overall, the system, where does somebody even start? Where do we start?
Well, Dennis, the first thing to do would probably be make an appointment with us, because most people do not understand, are they in Florida in the investment plan? Are they in the pension plan? Can they do DROP or can they not? They just don't understand that. So the first thing is we help them find out where they are in their career, right? Then when they decide, okay, I am in the pension plan and I want to do DROP, then we get them all the numbers for DROP. We know exactly where to call. We get them all their figures. And then if they decide, DROP is not for me, I want to go into the investment plan, then we get them all the numbers for the investment plan. At that time, when they have all those numbers, they can make an informed decision. So the first thing is trying to find out what they don't know. We have to help them with that.
Let me ask you this. So in my notes, I know that there's so many different moving parts here. There's so many different things. Wasn't there a date? Wasn't there something that changed back in 2011 that's awfully important?
There is. So in 2011, and we call it, all of us that work in the Florida retirement system, we call it pre-2011 and post-2011. So pre-2011, you could go into DROP if you were 62 or 30 years of service. Now, there's a caveat. Every time you read that book, there's always a caveat. There's always something there so that applies to everybody, 62 or 30 years. But for teachers, 62 or 30 years are any time they want. But anybody that's not an educator, if they don't get into the DROP program at 62 or 30 years, then they lose their ability to get into DROP. So we explain that before that happens, before they lose that ability, because once it's gone, that option is gone, right? So that's pre-2011. Now, post-2011, it's 65 years or 65 years of age or 33 years of service, right? So the caveat is, not for teachers. They can go in anytime, but anybody else would lose the ability to get into DROP if they chose to get into DROP. So we explain all that.
That has got to be such a valuable service that you provide, because just in listening to that, I almost reached for a pen off camera here, because it's like, my gosh, how do I keep track of that and go about my day as a professional, as a teacher, as a custodian, doing what I need to do, and then to have to think about all of that. Let me ask you this. How does somebody get in touch with you? What is the best way for someone watching this to reach out? Because you'll put your info in, but do you prefer email? Do you like to get called on the phone? How do I get you?
It is so simple. We have a website. It's www.flretirementsolutions.com. So flretirementsolutions.com. There's a link right on there. You schedule your own appointments. We like to do it that way because once somebody schedules their appointment, they block that time out, that time slot for them. If we need to make another appointment, we do. The first thing we have is really a conversation. What are their plans? What do they want to do? How much do they know about their Florida Retirement Solutions? How can we fill in all those gaps? So the first thing they need to do is make an appointment. At our website is the best place to make that appointment.
We are going to take another break. We're at the end of this segment. And what we're going to do when we come back, we're going to play I guess, pretend. And what we're going to do is I'm going to pretend that I'm new into the Florida retirement system, and then we'll walk through a little bit of some guidance that you could give me as an employee in the Florida retirement system. You do not want to miss that. Join us on the other side of the break.